Good morning, everyone. In the previous, I had sent you some questions to be done for revision sake. So, today we'll discuss about the answers for them. So, here are the questions. First, you had the multiple choice questions where it says that every question has four options of answer, out of which only one is correct. You have to choose the correct answer for each. Now, the first question it was for integers, one is the identity for. Now, in you have to tell that what type of identity it is. One is used for, whether it is a division identity, multiplication identity, subtraction identity, or addition identity. So we are talking about integers. So for integers, it is taken as multiplicative identity. One is known as the multiplicative identity. Second, the additive inverse of 3. Now, additive inverse means that value which when added to minus 3, you get the sum as 0. The sum should become equal to 0. That is, for 3, what value you should add so that it becomes equal to 0. So, in this case, what will be the value? The value will be minus 3. So, minus 3 is the additive inverse of 3. Next is 0 divided by minus 7. Now, if you divide 0 by minus 7, what do you get? So, this you should be clear with this, that when 0 is divided by any of the number, the result, the quotient will always be 0. Now, question number 4. The sum of two integers is 0. If one of them is minus 9, then the other is. Now the sum of two integers is 0. So there are two integers and the sum of them is equal to 0. Out of that, one of them is minus 9. Now if suppose the first integer is minus 9, you have to tell what is the second integer. So what should be added to minus 9 so that it becomes 0? That is 9. So the other one is 9. Now next comes the successor. Successor of minus 199. Now successor means the value or the number which comes after that. That is on adding 1. So if you add 1 to minus 199, you get it as minus 198. So minus 198 is the successor of minus 199. Now sixth, minus 8 divided by 0. If you divide minus 8 by 0, it will be not defined. So don't get confused in this. 0 when it is divided by any number, the result will be 0. And if you divide any number by 0, then it is not defined. Question number 7. The product of two integers is minus 144. If an integer is 4, then the other one is. Now here it is that the product of two integers, that is if you multiply two integers, you get minus 144. If one of the integer is 4, then you have to find the other one, that what will be the next integer. So first thing is, how will you find this integer? If suppose this integer you take it as x, then x will be minus 144 divided by 4. So 144 when it is divided by 4, it gives you minus 36. Question number 8. On subtraction 17 from 0, we get. Actually it should be on subtracting, not subtraction. On subtracting 17 from 0. Now you have to subtract 17 from 0. So 0 minus 17. Now what is 0 minus 17? It is minus 17. So you will get minus 17 as the result for this. Now next is 9th one. The value of minus 2 cubed plus minus 3 squared plus minus 4 squared. Now if you take the cube of minus 2. Cube of minus 2 means minus 2 multiply minus 2 multiply minus 2. You will multiply it 3 times. So you get this as minus 8. Then if you take the square of minus 3, that will give you 9. And if you take the square of minus 4, that will give you 16. So minus 8 plus 9 plus 16. Ultimately, the value which you are going to get is 17. So you get the value as 17. So these are the answers for the multiple choice questions. Now let us move towards the fill in the blanks. Sign of the product of two integers that are same in sign is. Now sign of the product of two integers that are same in the sign. So if you are talking about the product of two integers, say there are positive values. So positive multiply positive, same sign, or a negative integer multiplied by a negative integer. Now what will be the product? If it is positive and positive, the product will be positive, and if it is negative and negative, then also the product will be positive. So sign of the product, what will be the sign of the product? It will be positive. Second is additive inverse of an integer minus 17. So additive inverse of minus 17. Now minus 17, what you should add so that you get it equal to 0? So in minus 17, you add 17, because minus 17 plus 17 equals to 0. So 17 is the additive inverse of minus 17. Now next, if you talk about the value of the expression minus 48 divided by minus 16 divided by 3 is dash. Now what you have to do here, you have to divide minus 48 by minus 16, and then further you have to divide it by 3, and you have to tell what is the result you get. So there are two divisions. So minus 48 divided by minus 16, if you divide this first, then you get it as 3. Minus divided by minus is positive, and 48 divided by 16, it is 3. So 3 divided by 3, that is 1. And if you do it in the another way, if suppose you take minus 48 divided by minus 16 divided by 3, if you take this first, then you get it as minus 48 divided by, now minus 16 divided by divided by 3, it will be minus 16 upon 3. And now if you divide it further, minus 48, this divide will be converted into multiply, and you will take the reciprocal of this. So it will give you 3 upon minus 16. Now again, minus 16 and minus 48, you can cancel it out, and you get it as 3 here, and this gives you 9. But out of these two, the right one is this. This is the right one to be done. So if you are doing this, it would be a mistake. So do this as the correct one, and you get the result as 1. Now the next, there are dash pairs of integers satisfying a divided by b equals to minus 12. Now if you are given here a divided by b equals to minus 12, you have to tell how many pairs of integers are there. Now here it can be written as a upon b equals to minus 12, or you can write it as a equals to minus 12 into b. Now here you can take any value of b, and you can get any value of a with satisfied. Suppose b is 0. If b is 0, then the value of a is also 0. If b is 1, the value of a becomes minus 12. How it is? You can just substitute the value here. That is, the 0, don't consider it. Now here a equals to minus 12 multiply 1. So minus 12 multiply 1 is minus 12. So A becomes minus 12. If B is 2, then A is minus 12 multiply 2. It is minus 24. So this is also one pair. So this is one pair, this is one pair. Similarly, you can have the value of B as say minus 1. If you take the value of B as minus 1, A equals to minus 12 multiply minus 1, that is 12. So you get this. So similarly, you can continue and you can get any number of pairs of integers. So here, how many pairs are there? There are infinite. Infinite means numerous, which cannot be counted. Now if you go to the next, the value of the expression minus 6 multiply minus 1 multiply 13 is dash. So here you have to multiply these and then you have to get the value. So if you are multiplying it, minus 6 multiply minus 6, it gives you plus 6, and plus 6 when it is multiplied by 13, that will give you 78. So 13 6 is 78. So your result here is 78. 1 is multiplicative identity for integers. We know that 1 is the multiplicative identity for integers such as A multiply 1 equals to A. This is the property of the multiplicative identity which is given to you. So A multiply 1 equals to A. 7. For any integer A, we know that A divided by 0 is dash. Now for any integer means it can be any value. If you divide any value by 0, what do you get? If you remember here in the multiple choice we did it, that minus 8 when it is divided by 0, what it was taken? Not defined. So similarly, any value when it is divided by 0, it will be not defined. So this is the solution, or this is the answer to this. Now the next we have about the true and false. So true false, you have to tell whether it is true or false. So first one, the sum of two integers is always greater than their difference. Means you have to tell that sum of any two integers. Suppose there are two integers A plus B. This is the sum, and if you take A minus B, this is their difference. So the statement says sum of two integers is always greater than their difference. Means sum is always greater than the difference. That is this statement true or false? So here this statement will be taken false because it is not always true. If you take say value of A is 3, the value of B is say minus 2. Now what is the sum A plus B? It is 3 plus minus 2, and 3 plus minus 2 means 3 minus 2, which is equal to 1. So the sum is 1. Now if you take the difference A minus B, then it is 3 minus B, which gives you 3 plus 2, that is 5. Now here what happens? A plus B, the sum is 1, and A minus B, the difference is 5. So difference becomes greater than the sum. So for integers, this statement is taken as false. So this will be false. Now next, if we divide an integer by minus 1, the result is negative of the integer. If you divide an integer by minus 1, now what do you get? If suppose you are having 3 and you divide this by minus 1, what it becomes? Minus 3. And if you are having minus 4 and you divide by minus 1, then what do you get? You get 4. So the statement says if we divide an integer by minus 1, the result is negative of the integer. So this is what it is happening. The result is negative of the integer. The integer here is positive and the result is negative. Here the integer is negative, the result becomes positive. So this statement is taken to be true. Next, the value of the expression is smaller than this. Now there are two expressions, minus 12 multiply minus 13 multiply minus 15 multiply minus 3. You have to tell that this expression, the value is smaller than minus 13 multiply 14 multiply minus 16 multiply 17 multiply minus 18. Now if you see the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, there are 4 integers, and here if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there are 5 integers. So generally if we see more the numbers to be multiplied, more should be the product, the value should be more. So here now we will cross check it in terms of signs. Now these 4 integers, they all are negative. So minus multiply minus will become plus, plus multiply minus will become minus, and minus multiply minus will again become plus. So whatever the value you get, the answer, the result will be positive. And if you check the second expression, negative minus multiply plus is minus, and minus when multiplied by minus it is again plus, plus multiplied by plus that is plus, and plus multiplied minus that is minus. So the product, whatever the value you get, product of the first expression is positive, whereas the product of the next expression is negative. So we know that positive is always greater than the negative value. So this expression becomes false. Now fourth, associative property of multiplication gives due importance to the order of multiplication of integers. Now associative property, if you see, it is a plus b plus c. Multiplication, a multiply b multiply c is equal to a multiply b multiply c. So this is the associative property, and here if you see, it says that you can multiply 3 integers in any order, the result will always be the same. So it does not give any importance to the order. So here the statement, it becomes false. Now next, if you are talking about the fifth part, division of integers satisfy closure property. Now division of integers, closure property. Closure property says if you divide two integers, the quotient is also an integer. But this is not the case. When you are dividing two integers, the quotient may not be an integer also. A simple example becomes 2 divided by 0. Now 2 is an integer, 0 is an integer, but when you are dividing, you get not defined. You don't get a quotient here. So that is not to be taken as integer. Hence this is again false. Now next, sixth, if a, b and c are integers, then a divided by b plus c is equal to a divided by b plus a divided by c. This statement is false. You can cross check the values by taking a, b and c. Suppose you take any values. Suppose take a as 1, b as 2 and c as 3. Then you can cross check them. Similarly, the seventh, if a, b and c are integers, then a plus b divided by c is equal to a divided by c plus b divided by c. This is taken to be true. This is false and this is true. There is a slight difference that you will get when you check the results. Now the last one, if a and b are integers, then a minus b whole square is same as b minus a whole square. Now how it is, that I'll explain you. If suppose you have a as 2 and you have b as 3, then a minus b whole square, that is 2 minus 3 whole square. Now what is 2 minus 3? It is minus 1. So square of minus 1 is 1. And if you take b minus a whole square, Then this is 3 minus 2 whole squared. And what is 3 minus 2? 1. And square of the square of 1 is also 1. So you can see here, whether it is square of a minus b or it is square of b minus a, the result is same. So this last one is true. So these are the answers for the questions which I had given you, and hope they are clear to you all. And further we'll continue with the syllabus also. Meanwhile, if you still have any doubts, do let me know. Thank you all. Jai Hind.